I think we'll start. Hello everyone, my name is Marcia Braden, and I am happy to be able to be sort of the moderator, let's call it that, of the men's group, and these are the true experts. They really wanted to know why they're more popular than the girls. So you guys, right? It's more here because you attended the female one, and they're asking me, well, why do we have more people in the audience? And I just said, because you're cuter than the girls, right? All right. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start, and what is just remarkable to me is the fact that I am so blessed to know these guys and to have worked with them for a number of years. And truly, they've taught me everything I know, pretty much. I think that one of the greatest aspects of my career has been the fact that I've been in the field of Fragile X, and that I've been able to meet so many wonderful people and learn from so many of these guys, girls and guys. So, we're going to move forward because I want you to hear from them rather than me talking. And we're going to start with Aaron. Let me introduce my panel. I'm sorry. So Doug Cooper on the end. And Doug, you're from Highland Park in Illinois. Go ahead, Tom. Tommy Wolf. And you're from Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, Aaron Heisel. Oh, this is the local guy, Cincinnati, Ohio. Aaron Heisel, and then we have Spencer Shelton. And he's from New Mexico. So we're kind of covering the bases here, aren't we, in terms of all areas. Yeah, that's great. So Aaron, you're going to start today, okay? And Aaron's going to talk to us a little bit about himself and what kinds of things he's been up to in the last 2 years. And then at the end, after everybody's presented, we'll have time for questions. Okay. You good?
Very good, Senator.
Okay.
My name is Aaron Joseph Heisel. I'm 40 years old from Cincinnati, Ohio. I was diagnosed with Fragile X in 1999. I am the youngest of 8 siblings. I have a nephew with a full mutation, who is Larry on the screen with the UC hat on. My sister and niece had the full mutation, are in the Paula and Chelsea. Then my sister Amy and my brother Scott have carriers. Growing up early years, unaware of Fragile X, anxiety, loud noises, crowds, and storms. Loved to swing and play with balls. I went to magnet school, reading lab, OT with Jenny Scardenia, made friends, began bowling. Junior high through high school, new schools, new neighborhood, difficult to make friends, felt left out, isolated in special ed classes, graduated in 1997, happy I did it. I went to a vocational school for chef training, loved watching cooking shows, enjoyed classes, and my teacher, John Chofin, graduated in 1999. There were no jobs in that field at the time, only busing jobs. Fragile X changed my life. In 1999, I was diagnosed with Fragile X at the age of 21. I was angry, not me. Went to first Fragile X conference, met Marcia Braden and Kristen Lang, and I learned about the PACE program.
And you know what, Aaron? I remember that time when I met you, the last time I was, well, maybe not the last time, but one time when I was in Cincinnati, and you were like, I don't want anything to do with that group.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yeah, I didn't. PACE program at NLU. First year, I lived in Evanston, Illinois. Lived in dorm room with roommate. Felt homesick and anxiety. Learned public transportation. Took life skills in regular classes. Made new friends and did new activities. Year 2, Skokie, Illinois. Interned at Ruby Tuesdays and NLU cafeteria. Lived in a hotel, not the same as first year. Graduated in 2007. Life after PACE.
I'm up next.
Apartment living in Skokie, Illinois. Help from PACE teachers. Disliked the jobs and long travel to jobs. Friends were gone. Medicine mixed up. Depressed. Too much time alone. Returned home after 11 months.
So that, can we talk just a little bit about that? So that was a tough time for you.
Correct.
Yeah, and you kind of had to readjust some meds, you got kind of homesick.
Yes.
You didn't want to be home, but you
No.
didn't want to be at PACE, you were going back and
Yeah,
forth, you know what I
I didn't want
mean?
to be there or here.
Yeah, so things were kind of tough. And then, I think your next slide maybe tells us what you did next, right?
After transition, finally some relief. Eating hot, spicy food helped anxiety. That really worked. Dr. Erickson moved to Cincinnati Children's. Medication stabilized. Began working out with my friend Lori, who's down in the right corner with the glasses on. That's my Reds buddy.
Oh, your Reds buddy, okay.
That's who I go to Reds games with a lot, is Lori.
Okay. That's great.
My life now, working at Delhi Kroger, bagging groceries and collecting carts. Best job I ever had and longest. I helped with my nephew Larry. Walked the neighborhood in good weather. Have walked in several Flying Pig half marathons. Work out every 2 weeks with my trainer Andrew. More social than ever.
So,
Yeah, I'm
why
up
is
next,
the
right?
job at Kroger so good?
I have a friend who works there, and it made the transition much easier.
Yeah.
Work at Kroger's with him.
And he's there when you are usually? You have
He's
same
usually,
shifts?
no, he is the early shift. He gets there at 5 in the morning.
Oh,
And works till 1 p.m.
wow. And then you started,
So I could start at 7, 8, between 7 and noon.
what do you do there?
Bag groceries, and I go out to collect carts for an hour.
Wow. Okay. So that's the best job, because you did the barista thing one time?
Yes, I did the barista.
Yeah, okay, but this one's much better. This is
Yep.
a great job. Okay. Good to know.
Special interest, outings with friends in groups, Oak Hill High School Social Group, Ken Anderson Alliance, dinner and movies with friends, sports, Special Olympics, weightlifting my favorite, softball, bowling, golf, attending professional sporting events, Reds, Bengals, FC Cincinnati, and Cyclones games.
You are quite the fan.
Yeah, I am. I go to a lot of Reds games. I have been to a lot of Reds games.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Doug, we're gonna have you come on. Thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome.
You can come up here and read them. This is very nice slide. Okay, so you and I are gonna help get this read, okay? And there's the mic, so you just kind of read it, and we're right here.
I'm 26 years old,
Yep,
live in Highland Park, an adult living community.
Yep.
I have Fragile X and
Learning.
learning to live on my own.
Yep.
I have
I am.
I'm a son, a brother, grandson, uncle, and a friend.
You sure are. Sure. Nice. Okay. Okay, we're gonna keep going. You want to tell the whole story. He doesn't blame you for clapping. Okay.
I like to spend time with my friends and family.
Mm-hmm. And?
And to play sports. I mean sports.
Yep.
When I say I'm happy all the time.
You really are.
I have a big heart.
And
Care a lot of people.
sometimes,
Sometimes I worry too much about stuff.
yeah, it happens, doesn't it? Go ahead and hit the button. There you go.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about education.
Education.
Okay,
Can you pronounce that right?
you got it.
I attended Cove School
Yeah.
in Highland Park High School for I forget how many years I
Well,
did
you were
there.
just there for a while, and then after high school, 2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Then after
For
high
high school. I attended a on Park High School.
Yeah, and then a post high school, right?
Post, yeah.
Yeah. What was that? That was the transition or something.
Transition program. I took a Thursday test. I got one answer wrong. One.
Okay. On point. Riverview
School. That's
Yeah, that's. Whoops.
Doesn't matter. Riverview School right
That's
there.
where you are, right in that picture, right? That's Riverview.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then also you
Cape
went to.
Cod Community College and passed the Thursday test. I got 80 about one answer wrong.
Okay, 88% for the safe
Safe
food
test.
service test. That was a big deal, wasn't it?
It was, but for me, it was kind of hard for me.
That's right, but you did it.
I did try.
Okay, what else about education?
I can read it.
Okay,
I am a hard worker. I read a lot, and have good math skills.
and you're getting some tutoring, I think?
Yeah, with Linda, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Tutor now.
Keep going. You're good, right here. I like books.
I like books hit books called the book I'm reading now is called Shooting the Rapids.
Oh, good. That's a good book.
It's a book by hit books.
Hip books is a good one, yeah.
I'm reading called Power Up.
So that's a computer program?
It is, yeah. For many years, I've been doing Alexia
Uh-huh.
for 2 years, and then Linda showed me that. And I've
Okay.
been doing it.
Good. And then there's another thing you like to do.
I like to
This
listen to stories a lot,
about.
people and adventures.
That's right.
I would say the adventures.
Okay, you're good. Keep going. Okay, now let's talk about work. That's really exciting.
I
Probably
work-
want to get close to the mic.
I work at Life Kitchen in Evanston,
And.
downtown Chicago. Lucky me.
Yep. And then you work at.
Next to Jen, 2 days a week,
Yeah.
and I work
Help.
people, serve food, clear tables, and sell a bar. And then there's a hot bar and a sub bar. There's two places
Wow,
I don't touch the hot one.
that's right. Okay, but here we go. We're gonna do this one now. I have friends.
Friends who help me. One, Cecilia Milson.
Those are great helpers, aren't they? Good guys.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Molly, you don't know Middleton.
No, but go ahead
She
and.
never dated.
All right.
tried.
Oh, this is good.
I tried.
Transportation.
I think the
Let's stay
Metro
on
on my own.
That is really neat.
Metro train. I don't know why that guy's in that picture.
Well,
I don't
I have my own apartment.
know. Apartment.
With,
My roommate named Doug Spreckman. I call him Doug S.
okay, and I tried.
I tried to be independent. I tried.
With what?
I run laundry, but I'm kind of lazy.
Yeah, sometimes, right?
Yeah. Whoops, let me go back to that. This is my roommate, Dougie Spreckman.
And
And my dad, and number 5 is Mike McNair, number 5 in the Eagles.
okay, all right.
And that's Senator Durbin right there.
And you met him.
I
because-
met him because he was at my that day, that's visiting us.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's Senator Durbin.
Okay, and then you go on.
Field trips if I want to.
Yeah, and what do you do there? You usually.
I usually eat together and help each other.
Yeah?
I got.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I bowl.
And
That's how my score was. My score was 81.
wow.
Yeah.
And you play.
Basketball.
Well, that's okay.
I wish I could. I never play anymore. I
Okay.
go to movies with my friends and my dad.
Yeah.
Sometimes my dad doesn't listen to me when I don't want.
Okay. And you go to
Cubs games and Bulls games.
yeah.
Who's a Bulls fan? What's that?
Anybody?
Celtics.
You. Okay.
I care my two nieces.
And
Try to
travel.
with my family.
Yep. And those.
And
Who's
that
in that picture up
My
there?
brother and my sister, we went to the Galapagos Island because my mom didn't want to go there.
Okay. And who's this?
They gotta read my little niece.
That's your niece. So cute.
It's a
Oh,
hat
so
right there.
cute.
And that Jason and that Scott Shader. That's
Some of your
me,
friends.
And that's how you spread.
Okay.
My best.
What are you gonna do in the future? Do you think?
I don't know why.
Yes, you do. You wanna- Okay. You want to keep.
I was embarrassed when oh my bad saying that. My bad, sorry.
Yeah. Let's stick
I was embarrassed in that picture. I was
Okay.
embarrassed.
Yeah, because it was a birthday.
Yeah.
So you want to keep
I would
working.
Keep my job and read better.
Mhm.
And keep doing things with my family and friends.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you want
to
to
keep
be.
happy, not worry so much.
That's a good one, isn't it? That's a good goal.
Yeah.
One more.
I want more.
I want
To keep as good questions
and
like some people
get.
and get help if I need it.
Yeah. If you
And
have a problem.
I want to be more independent like my brother Nathan, of course.
Okay, that sounds like a good one. Thank you.
What if I just
am Tommy Wolf. I am 27 years old. I was diagnosed at 19. I know that's late, but not my fault. My mom's fault on that one. I also have ADHD. I live in Atlanta with my parents and my dogs. I have a living room with a sofa, TV, laptop, mini fridge, and sometimes my girlfriend. My parents are right around the corner. It gives me an escape and privacy from my annoying parents. My meds are Strattera for ADHD, Zoloft for anxiety, Selectal for mood stabilizer, and dogs for pet therapy. I graduated from high school with a regular ed diploma, with support from my teachers in some special ed classes, especially math and language arts. I graduated from Gwinnett Tech with a sports rec management diploma. I had accommodations in both schools. The best one was having someone read the test out to me so I could go slower. I work at Publix grocery store. I've been there for almost 4 years. I usually work about 30 hours a week, depending on the week, and if it's a busy week or not. My work schedule is different every week, not consistent at all. My bosses change so much. It's like they could be gone in a week, 4 weeks, a month, 6 months. It honestly doesn't matter. I like the money, my work friends, and talking with customers and having a job. Special Olympics is a big part of my life. I played basketball and softball for several years. We practice at least once a week, most of the year. It's a great way to be with old friends and meet new people. I met my girlfriend through Special Olympics. We are the same age, but she has a different disability. Our 11th month anniversary is this Sunday. I love lots of sports: basketball, baseball, college football, pro football, soccer, and drag racing. I love going to see my favorite Atlanta teams. I love hanging out with my girlfriend, friends, and I guess my family.
Oh, they're second. Second in line.
Third, actually.
Oh, third. Second.
It'd be my friends and my brother.
Oh, okay.
I like a lot of hip-hop music. I like to find new songs. I like craft beer. Me and my dad have toured a lot of breweries. What it's like to have projects, most of the time I don't even think about it. I can't get stressed out. I trouble with numbers, especially time and money. I'm happy and I have a good life. And me and my girlfriend both got good this year in basketball.
Tommy, I was just wondering something. So you said your managers or the people that you work with change a lot. Does that bug you to get used to new people, or are you kind of getting used?
Really, it doesn't bug me at all because I'm used to it by now.
Yeah,
After being there for 3 years, it's something I get used to.
yeah.
I guess
Okay.
sometimes it's kind of annoying when you get to know a boss and then they leave.
It is annoying when you get to know one and their style and then they leave again. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so our next person is Spencer Shelton, and I want to tell a little something about you first, because I think it's pretty cool. Of course, you guys are all cool, but you had an idea about a year ago, do you think? 3 years ago, even before the last conference. Anyway, to bring a Power Ranger to the conference, to sponsor one, and to be able to have one come here to speak and work with kids and talk about nutrition. And as many of our boys do, I'm going to call them boys because to me they are, they're men actually, but I'm an old lady, so I can call you boys. You got stuck on that to a point where you were going to do it and you were going to figure it out and you were going to get to one of those Power Rangers and get them here, and you and your parents were going to raise money and pay for it and get it all done, right? And you and I Skype, and I bet we talked about that almost every Skype call, didn't we? And I kept thinking, Spencer, okay already. But what happened? It worked out great. So come on up. You actually got Brennan here. He's been here. A lot of the guys have been able to benefit from time with him. And that is what someone with fragile
my name is Spencer Shelton, and I'm technically not from Las Cruces, but it's okay. I'm actually from Mesilla, a town literally that's right next door to it. I'm also 27 years old. I was diagnosed at 7, thanks to the queen of all queens, I guess, Dr. Hageman. I actually met her at the Children's Hospital in Denver many, many years ago. And my diagnosis means to me, basically it makes me feel like a superhero, I guess. I feel like an X-Men almost. You know, the mutation and junk, so. I feel like Wolverine or whoever, a Power Ranger or whatever. Basically, it makes me feel cool, unique, and awesome. Not in that order, really. It could be various feelings, but same. Lighting, sound, I used to have trouble with. A lot of other things bother me still, like sounds and stuff like that. But yeah, sensory kind of things, but not really. That's my. I like to say Ohana, but that's my family right there. My brother-in-law is next to my sister-in-law, which is the guy in the black, I believe. And then my sister-in-law is in the red or orange. I think I'm colorblind. And then my brother and sister are on my brother is down next to my dad. He's actually here. My sister-in-law sister is next to her husband, who's in the beige shirt. My mom on the next to my dad, of course, and then I'm at the bottom. I was actually at my brother's wedding's on the left corner, I think. Yeah. And then my mom and I were at a Fragile X thing in San Antonio thing. I forget what it was, on my birthday actually, which is ironic. And then I couldn't get pictures for my work at White Sands because if I did, I would basically get arrested. Literally, I'm not kidding. I'm literally not kidding. It's basically White Sands Missile Range is literally a classified base, and you cannot take pictures without prior approval. And if I did, I would get literally arrested for taking illegal pictures, and I would be sent to Leavenworth for the rest of my life. Literally, I'm not kidding. I'm literally not kidding.
You couldn't get that one, but what else?
I got pictures from my landscaping job. Then I took up her computers, and I literally, I'm not kidding, have a jar thing full of screws from all the computers I've literally taken apart. And they're like, say 100 pounds of screws. And I think about, hi. But yeah, I couldn't take pictures at the White Sands job. But fortunately, they were nice enough to make a mock job version of it.
Yeah, that's good.
Like I said before, my job and my work needs kind of, let's just put it this way, my work is stressful at White Sands, and my crew is okay, I guess, but they're not the world's greatest crew in the world. One just literally runs his mouth. But anyway, thank you, Marsha.
Anyway, I have a really nice supervisor actually who's really cool. But I don't have one for the tearing down computers. And then I do a landscaping job. That guy is really cool. He's like a friend and a mentor, really. So that's my work life. My social activity is really busy, as you can tell. I take guitar lessons. I do archery. I do a little hip hop dance crew. I do a lot of horseback riding, which is fun. Hip hop is fun too, but I've only done that maybe a few months. The horseback riding I've done for a long time. The guitar lessons I've been maybe a year. Same with the archery. And I'm in a connect group at my local church. And those guys are really, really, really nice. The tall guy in the front, he's a really nice guy. His name is Bobby.
What about the horseback riding? Tell us how that goes.
Oh, it helps me kind of mentally get my head on straight, pretty much.
Yeah.
It basically just helps me, mellow out. It's a therapeutic horseback riding. So, then my friend in the pink, she's really cool. And then the guy behind me in that same photo, his name is Josue. He actually moved from Spain to Las Cruces, but recently moved back to Spain. He actually has Fragile X syndrome. So, but unfortunately, his dad's a missionary. He moved back to Spain. My friends include the guy in the far left or right. I get confused. In the Power Rangers photo shirt, he actually is probably watching right now. His name is Ray. He's really cool. I actually got to sort of, by a hair inch, meet Zordon, but I've already met him. He was there at a thing my friend Ray was putting on. I missed him by that much, like a microsecond. He was leaving, and as I came in, but and then my girlfriend in the excuse me, my girlfriend's in the middle, and then my friend on the top. His name is Jesus, and he's a really nice guy. He actually moved back to Mexico City. He's from Mexico City or Torreon or something like that. I forget which. Very confusing. My social activities include having, just a lot of fun and successful and being a part of something. And then being just engaged in social activities keeps me, like I said, head screwed on straight. Keeps me focused and alert. And, I use my body as kind of like a temple, but not really. But, I said that, but it didn't really click until I'm like, oh, darn it. Oh well. And then this is me at a Power Ranger convention. I actually met Brennan here, kinda, sort of, but it's a convention that it's for Power Ranger fans made by fans of Power Rangers for fans of Power Rangers. And it's biannual, just like this, and it's literally 6 weeks away. So I'll be seeing Brennan again in 6 weeks at this. And I've been, a fan of Power Rangers since I could walk, pretty much. So this is actually a lot of fun. There's a lot of different Rangers on this, and I could go on, but I'm not going to, so move on. That's a therapy thing with the Miss Duchess over here. By other weekly every month. An intervention.
You mean Dr. Breeden?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I met you.
I just wondered why you retired out of the
No, you cannot. I'd be screwed if you did. I choose not to give up, ever, because I kind of got that from a Power Rangers series, actually. Because it was just the show was really just helping me with teamwork and friends and stuff like that. It's just kind of, it's hard to explain in words. And then teaching me, like I said, respect with others and responsibilities and stuff like that. And then I am really open with my disability. I really could care if people ask. I don't mind. Like I said, I'm really open with it. Look, like I've said before, and I've said 1,000 times, the more people that know is fine with me. And that's actually me at this is the end actually. This is me at a drifting competition in San Antonio. And drifting is a drift kind of racing that it's like, imagine synchronized swimming, but with cars.
Wow.
They drift like it's sideways. If you ever watch Tokyo Drift, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Wow, that's cool.
And that's actually my cousin, my dad's first cousin, my second cousin. He got it made for free, so
Good. Cool.
yeah.
Thank you. So now we get a chance for people to ask the expert questions, right? So let's open it up because we have a little bit of time here. We like to leave plenty of time for you guys to ask these guys questions. I think you've seen a really nice broad array of different personalities and different interests and different accomplishments for people who have Fragile X syndrome. And I think that we learn so much from you guys because you're able to tell us what it really is like to have Fragile X, right? So let's open it up to questions. Questions for our expert panel. Oh, come on. You got to have some burning questions, right? Yes, in the back. Okay, and then we'll come to you.
Do any of you have problems with getting shots?
Oh, immunization shots? Wait a minute, I can't hear the question.
Could you tell us or tell me how you handle, being calming down so you can
See, this is really important, guys, because if we can help these people out here with problems they're having, right, with their boys, then we've done our job. So she's asking, do any of you get pretty scared when you have to get an immunization or a shot? And if you do, or even if you don't, how have you gotten over that? What do you do? What do you say to yourself? How do you handle that?
Basically for me, I've never really been afraid of getting shots, mostly. I've never really been afraid of getting shots per se. I've just kind of, if it's blood work, I just go like that. I just literally put out my arm and just say, go for it. Because I've done it for so many years, I just don't even get scared anymore. And frankly, I'm not afraid of needles or anything like that that I know of, but I never really.
Let's see what Aaron
Yeah.
says.
I used to be scared of needles, but I'm not anymore. I got over that really easily.
Do you know how, Aaron? What'd you do?
When they were taking blood, when I went to my primary doctor, I just talked to the nurse and it would be done.
So you were kind of distracting yourself,
Yeah.
talking to the nurse. That's a good strategy. What about you, Tommy?
I'm same with me. I used to be scared of shots. I got over it by just not thinking about it. Just, pretending, looking away. I think
Yeah.
like it's not there anymore.
And that sounds like you too, Doug. You do the same thing? Well, go ahead and tell us. So,
It's the same thing.
Uh-huh.
I get scared of needles when I was a little kid.
yeah, and then you started getting used to it. Would you look away also?
I would, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, next question. Somebody over here, yeah.
That was me. Oh, I know two of you live on your own or with roommates, and two of you don't. The two that don't, what do you see your future Or how soon, or do you see yourself moving out?
So really, I think 3 of you live at home, right?
Yeah, I do.
You kind of have a little apartment at your house.
Yeah, I do.
But you live at home, you live at home. Okay, so the question
Do
just,
you see yourself moving out and when?
okay, because Doug, you already live out, so let's have Tommy try. Do you think you would, or you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would move out. I just don't know exactly when.
Mhm.
It's a process of having enough money and having a good roommate and the readiness to want to move out.
Mhm. That's an honest answer. I think that's a great answer.
I want to move out, but most of my friends seem to want to live at home.
Really? They do too, yeah?
It's been hard to find a roommate to move out with.
Okay, so most of your friends live at home, so finding a roommate could be tough too. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Spencer?
Except for me, well, I would love to, but most of my friends are either married, engaged, or have families of their own. So it's really, for me, it's harder to find a roommate than it is to find a friend because, like I said, most of them are either moved away or married or getting married or have kids or have a family. So
But
it's just really difficult.
you did try that for a while.
I did, yes.
Talk about that and why that maybe wasn't the best idea for you.
Well, I had a roommate who was a nice guy, super nice dude. It didn't really work out for personal reasons.
Yeah.
And then I had another one. He just didn't work out either.
Okay, and Doug, I want you to talk about
Yeah.
where you live now. You can just send it down. Because Doug has a unique living experience, and I think it would be good to talk about it.
I live at my life, and it'd be a good experience for kids to live on their own, like how I did.
Tell us about my life, though. It's kind of like an apartment
It
building,
is, yeah.
and who lives there? You don't have to say names, but what kind of kids?
Sprackman, me, Mikey T. And
So there's
myself,
other
Julie.
people with,
How
Doug?
many people-
are there other people with disabilities that live there?
like Justin Cole can't talk because he was born that way.
Right, and so they each kind of have their own bedroom, is that right?
Yeah.
And then what else do you have there?
I have me and Dougie. He has his own room, my own bedroom, and Melissa and Julie had their own space.
Is there like a family room
There's
or
a
a
family room,
kitchen?
there's a kitchen, a common area, and that's it.
That's great. So let me ask you this, because you used to live, well, you actually lived away when you went to school.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and then when you were living at home, and can we think about when you lived at home and now when you live at my life? What's the difference? How does it make you feel?
Happy, I guess.
Why?
Why? Because I don't see my parents that much anymore.
There you go.
That's true.
Okay, but does it make you feel more independent if you live away, do you think?
It does. It does. Yes, it does.
Yeah, because your sister and your brother both live away, right? They don't live in
Yeah.
your mom and dad's house.
I wish they did.
Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of the difference. Back in the back.
I have a question. I think Tommy mentioned one of the strategies that helped at school, but I'm wondering if you
Oh,
could
good-
talk about other strategies
good
that helped
question.
you there.
Yeah, so she would like to know what helped at school.
Taking smaller classes really helped out. Having the test read aloud was very, very helpful.
Test read aloud, yeah.
And it's the smaller classes, being able to have the smaller area, being able to have the teacher one-on-one was the best thing ever. And the reading aloud actually really helped me slow down when I took tests and stuff like that.
Yep. How about Aaron? What worked kind of when you were learning? Do you remember things that helped?
I did OT.
Oh, that's true. Why don't you talk
I
about
went to physical therapy when I was in school. Then I had tests read aloud to me. And then I was in smaller classes like Tommy
Yeah.
said.
that helps?
That did help.
And talk about PACE. Why was that helpful?
There were a lot of teachers around that you could ask for advice. Like the second years, my first year, I asked them how it was to live there, do transportation.
And you guys learned like real life skills there, didn't you?
We learned how to take the transportation, go shopping
In Chicago.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like me, like how I did that.
How about what worked with you, Spencer, when you were learning?
I went to a private school kind of a thing. It's actually called Burgess Academy, and me and another student were the only kids in the entire class. Just me and another student, but it was, it basically was a school with kids with like disabilities like dyslexia, Asperger's, and ADD and stuff like that. Like I said, it was just me and another student where that was my math class. Literally, my math class. Me and another kid.
Great.
And it was really nice, really just one-on-one, like Tommy said. But see, for me, I didn't really have that good accommodations for like reading out loud and stuff like that, because Les Cruces is like I said, is really kind of small, so there's not really like a lot of resources to accommodate.
Yeah.
So it's kind of localized.
Yeah.
There really wasn't a whole lot of
Yeah.
resources like that.
Yeah. What about, I was thinking, Doug, maybe you could talk about the men's club or the men's group you had at Riverview. Do you remember that? Was that helpful at all, or any?
It was.
Maybe talk about that.
It was helpful. It was. Yeah.
What did you guys do?
I really don't remember all of
Did
it.
you just kind of talk about things in life?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, like living on your own, having a apartment.
Oh, that's great. And then right now, even though you're living independently, you're still getting some tutoring, right?
I am, yes.
What do you do in tutoring?
Me and Linda, we read a lot. We just talk about stuff.
You read aloud, yeah. Your reading has really improved.
Yeah, it has,
You guys
yes.
are doing some pretty neat literary works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she talks to you then afterwards and asks questions?
She does, yeah.
I remember in your slide you said something about some of that was like computerized and reading back.
Oh yeah. I'm in a program called Alexia, and what that does is, it's a reading program I did for 2 years,
Yeah.
I think. I don't remember what I did for 1 year. I don't
So
remember.
what does it do, Lexi? How do you use that program?
It helps people learn from the brain.
Uh-huh, yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good. How about other questions? Thanks.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there before in the girls section, and when I see all of you taking this leadership
Yeah.
and speak to the audience, you know, you really deserve a big round of applause. You are amazing and a great example for everybody. So there are lots of parents, like father and mother. So what would be your advice to us?
Oh,
What we should do or we should not do?
good
People should.
Okay, so let's think real quick before we say anything. What they want to know is what should parents do and what parents should not do. Think about that, okay? Like when you're growing up and some of the things. So Doug, what's something you thought was really good about what your parents did?
They support me a lot.
They do what? Support you?
Yeah.
Of course, that's excellent. Okay, let's pass it on to Tommy.
I would say be supportive. Try helping your son in anything they do. Don't yell. Just be patient with them. Try everything you can to help them out in their life with, if it's school, work, or homework or anything. Just try to be supportive.
Aaron, what works though, seriously? Because you've had some really good experiences in your lifetime. What do you think from your parents' point of view? What have they done that's helpful?
They supported me in anything that I've done. I also enjoyed doing Special Olympics, really helps. I met a lot of friends through doing that. In my social group from Oak Hills High School, that's been really great to meet people from that. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people at Kroger's.
Yep. What about, let's put your poor mom who's in the audience on the spot. Hide your head, Nancy. What maybe didn't work so well? Do you remember anything that didn't work too well from your parents? Were they just pretty good? Did they get an A on parenting?
They got an A on parenting.
Basically, like everybody else said, be supportive, and I was going to say, try to find some resources that helps them live independently. I've had a really kind of a interesting experience because my brother kind of introduced me to his group of friends, and it just helped me kind of create my own, I guess, if you will. It's kind of weird. Because my brother, he does a lot of promoting for like rock shows, rap shows, musical events, and he kind of helps me in the long run of just finding, in Spanish it's compadres, or friends in general, because without him I would be kind of, I guess you could say, a loner. But I mean, as you saw in my slideshow, he was a really big impact in my life, sort of. Family. Ohana is what you make of it. Whether it's your friends or your parents or whoever it may be. I mean, Ohana is whoever you make it of it as. Excuse me, I can't speak.
Okay, you have a question?
How did I find your girlfriend?
A little touchy, but okay. I met mine in college, actually. I met mine in college, my second year, I guess? The first? I forgot which. It was a long time ago. Feels like it. Really. But I also dated her identical twin sister. Which is a huge mistake, because I ended up, long story short, breaking into both of our hearts, and then I ended up getting back together with her sister. So, yeah, it was kind of a mixed emotions there. But, like I said, I met her in college.
How about Aaron? Aaron, what do you think? You're still struggling with that. Or do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't have a girlfriend.
Okay,
I'm single.
I had one when on my first year of PACE. And I did have a girlfriend my first year of PACE.
That's right, you did meet somebody at Pace, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and you had a girlfriend there. But since then, nothing, not even through your like bowling or your special
No.
Olympics or anything?
No.
You're still looking. So see, he's still looking. Now Tommy's found somebody, so let's talk about how you met her.
I really have to get into that.
No, you don't.
I'm not gonna say what my side. I actually was friends with her first. Long story short, she dumped a guy who wasn't the nicest, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
And she replaced him with a great guy. Doug, do you have any girlfriend at this point?
Nope.
Another question, yes.
Do any of you guys take medicine? And if you do, how does it, do you think it helps you?
Good question. Do you mind sharing about medicine? I know, Tommy, you did, but Doug, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Medicine helped me. It's off. It made me feel good inside.
Okay, do you know what med you're taking?
Metformin and I've got what else I take.
But metformin's that's an important
Yeah,
one, for sure.
it helped change my life a lot.
Did it? How did it change things? Like how did you feel different?
I felt my voice is changing and I'm growing up more.
But I mean, talk about the metformin.
Oh man, it changed.
Did you feel?
I felt happy more.
You felt happier.
I did,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Anything else with meds?
I felt smarter.
Okay, there you go. Tommy, you want to talk about your meds? Do you mind?
Now, for my ADHD, I take Sotera, which really does help. Zoloft is great for anxiety because it helps calm me down.
Yep.
And for mood swings, I take Trileptal, which honestly is the best thing in the world because it honestly keeps me calm, keeps me level throughout the day. And also having a dog can also be great for calming someone down.
That's a good suggestion.
I take clonazepam, metformin, amitriptyline. I can't think of the other one. Melatonin.
Are you taking metformin?
I am taking metformin.
Okay. So think about metformin. Do you remember when you added it, if it did anything different, or was it real subtle, or what do you think?
When did I start taking metformin?
Metformin, a while ago?
About a year and a half ago.
Yeah. It's just kind of curious. I'm just wondering if anybody, because we've got quite a few guys now and even girls with metformin. I'm just wondering if you can describe any help it gives
It
you.
changed my life a lot.
It did? Okay, well that's good to know.
It did.
Yeah.
Leah spends a lot of time with you.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with my sister Leah.
Okay.
it's even.
A lot, okay, more of almost a mood stabilizer in a way.
But he's still himself.
Yeah, good. Well, that's good to know, right? Yeah.
I take Abilify and something else I can never pronounce because it's a Taliban. Thank you. Okay. I can't remember because it's like I said, a weird name. But unfortunately, Abilify doesn't really do much except make you really, really hungry a lot. Which stinks, but
That is a problem.
other than that, I listen to what helps me calm myself versus taking medication. What helps me is listening to like my favorite music. Like I really love punk rock a lot, so I listen to that to help me kind of calm down kind of center myself so I can just jam out to whatever song I'm listening to, and that's what helps me at least. But it may not help for everybody, but if
Well,
they
it's a
have a
good
different
strategy.
choice of music or whatever, it helps them calm down.
Anybody else? Back in the back.
I do.
I would like to know, my son is 19 and has a lot of anxiety, severe anxiety.
Yep.
He doesn't really communicate well. So I'd like to know if any of y'all have had severe or really bad anxiety as far as overstimulating circumstances or different things, and what things helped you get through that or get calm again, because it's always hard for me to know how to help him to get through it. And it's just
Great question.
What helped me, like I said, with anxiety and calming me down was music. But many, many years ago, this is actually really funny, I was at a Power Ranger like live show kind of a thing. I know this is like ongoing, but this actually is a true story.
Yeah.
I literally hid underneath a pair of bleachers because I was so scared,
Wow.
and I was obviously anxiety affected, I guess. I don't know.
From what was it? The sound, the
I guess it
crowd?
was the sound of the crowd and the lighting. I guess I don't really. Again, I really can't
It was
remember that
scary,
well.
though.
It was
Yeah.
scary, and like now I'm kind of just used to the loud noises, and like I said, my brother does a lot of shows, and that's really kind of helped me with his community and
That's good.
just controlling the sound barrier things.
Uh-huh.
So
Do you wear headsets sometimes?
I do wear headphones. Like what really helped me, like I said, listening to music with headphones that are. It doesn't really have to be like Beats audio headphones. I mean, those are really expensive anyway. But you can get like really big headphones and have them either Bluetooth or plugged into your phone, their phone or iPod or whatever. But it varies on their choice of music, though.
And Aaron, I want you to talk about storms, because that's been a problem for a while.
Oh, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
I also did music to calm down when I was having a lot of anxiety during the storms. I wouldn't go anywhere, do anything. Then I gradually got better and started going to the Reds games, Bengals, FC Cincinnati, and the Cyclones games. with
Even if
different
the
people.
weather was predicted to be a little bit shaky, you could
Yeah, I
get
still went.
Good for you. Good for you. So what that really says is, I guess from your experience, Aaron, you kind of just had to desensitize yourself. You had to just kind of go out and try it, little pieces at a time,
Yep.
and you finally overcame it. I'm sure you still get anxious about
I do.
storms, yeah, but it's not keeping you home.
No.
Awesome. Tommy, what about you, anxiety? How do you deal with it?
By going into my living room, like I said on my slide, and calling my girlfriend really does help. She really honestly does help me calm down.
Yep. What helps you calm down, Doug?
I draw.
Hey, there you go. That's a good idea. So how does that help you?
I draw pictures about different superheroes a lot.
Yep, that's great. So I think each one of these guys has a way of coping, and they obviously all are talking about anxiety. So maybe some of those suggestions might be helpful. Okay, yeah.
For all of you, when you were going through school,
Uh-huh.
were you in class, were you in special education classes, or were you in class with your peers without disabilities? And which one do you, if you were in both or one of the other, which one do you think helped you the most to get to where you are today and work and live, independently or still at home, but to get out to the work world?
For me, it was easy in the work world. It was easy for me.
When you were at Riverview, though, is
Yeah.
what she's talking about. and then you were at Highland Park,
Yeah,
different
in
places.
Cove,
Which
yeah.
one was better, is what she's asking. Can you make that decision?
I think it was Riverview is the most, I can really call it home.
Because the classes were,
They were hard and some were easier.
but how did they make it good for you? How did they make Riverview
A
good?
lot of people were nice or like good supporters. And
Yeah.
it helped me a lot in life.
So this is a private school for people with learning disabilities, okay,
Yes.
at Cape Cod. So that was
Cod, yeah.
kind of a separate deal. And Tommy, what about you?
I took both regular and special ed classes. For me, was the math. For special ed was a lot more helpful because you had the teacher more one-on-one to yourself. And in the bigger classes, you didn't really have that one-on-one with the teacher. It was still it was a little harder in the regular ed classes than the special ed classes because you had that one-on-one with the teacher. So both.
Yeah, both had their pluses and minuses.
Yeah, both had a pros and minuses. I
Okay.
would definitely say.
Yeah, Aaron, what about you?
High school, I did both special ed and regular classes. When I had my regular classes, I had a teacher's aide with me to help me with projects and homework that I had for my regular class.
What did you do for elementary and middle school?
I was in special ed classes in kindergarten.
They had magnets in Cincinnati, and he went to one where they had reading labs, and this was before a lot of the inclusion or anything, so, and there was an OT there, and we went because it was the OT, and it was fantastic, that was fantastic. He had more adjustment problems when he went to high school, because they were isolated. There was no connection, much connection, even though we went into class with somebody to help him take notes.
The integration.
There was no integration, so, but that's so different than what it is now, so.
Yeah.
For me, it was a little bit different because, like I said, Las Cruces doesn't have a lot of resources like that. So I was kind of entwined with a lot of the, with the sped and also regular students, I guess. But a lot of my teachers were not really like one-on-one or like focused. They just had a lot of students per se, so
It's hard.
it was just really, it wasn't hard per se, it was just really just challenging because minus the private school I went to, all the schools where I just basically bounced from everywhere. I went from Las Cruces to El Paso, back to Las Cruces, back to El Paso.
What was in El Paso?
The private school I went to called Bridges Academy, and then
Okay.
the other one was Montwood,
Okay.
which was not a very good one. And then there was a Christian school I went to, but that was just
So Tommy, you
really not
had-
very good.
You had
But,
something to say about college?
Elementary
Sorry.
school and stuff like that was kind of good and helpful, but other than that, yeah.
Tommy has something to say about college accommodations?
In college, I would highly suggest getting a note taker for your son. It is the best thing in the world because it helps.
That's great, thank you.
Yep. Okay, we have just a little bit more time. Any more questions? I'm going to take the one in the back. Okay.
Okay, so, I have a question for you guys. We have an 11-year-old son, who is going into middle school, so he's going into 6th grade. So do you guys have, any advice to give that I can bring back to him for school, for middle school and growing into becoming a young man like you guys?
Think about middle school and going forward. What's good advice?
I sort of, like I said, I bounced, kind of. In 6th grade, I went to a school in Massachusetts called Sierra, and that was okay until I went to that private school with the one-on-one.
So, but she wants advice
I know,
overall.
yeah. I'm getting to that. I like to tell a little bit of a story.
Right.
I apologize about that. I should apologize about that. But anyway, the one-on-one, like I said, the classes were really just keeping it small. Finding a school that has little small classes helps a lot because.
Do you do any like music or teams?
No, because at the time the school wasn't really didn't have a sports team and anything like that. We didn't even have a gym at the time. We really didn't. We were a school of 60 students.
Aaron, what about you? Can you suggest anything for this mom?
Dude,
You want to pass on?
OT really helped in middle school, going to that every day. And reading labs did help.
What about like social or getting out and being more independent? Was there anything that kind of kicked in middle school, high school that you think helped?
I can't think of anything. Bowling, I began bowling in high school.
Oh, okay,
That got me out to meet people.
That was a good one. How about Tommy? What can you think of that was helpful?
I don't remember that long ago.
Yeah, it's a while. Yeah, that's a long.
I mean, you guys just think just maybe just like be yourself and just go out and just do your thing.
I definitely got involved. Once I got to high school, I got involved with the basketball team. I was a manager for pretty much my entire high school
Ooh,
career.
manager, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Just getting involved with sports helped a lot.
Yeah.
And for someone going into 6th grade, good luck.
Doug, can you give any ideas to this mom about, she's got a younger guy with Fragile X. What helps make you more independent? What kinds of things do you think would help?
Read better and learn better.
Learn to read, okay. What else?
And learn better, I guess.
Yeah, but is there anything that really helped you that you can think of?
Drawing pictures help.
Drawing pictures. Now you see Dr. Wise, you do some therapy, you see Linda. Is that a good suggestion, do you think, for this mom?
It is, yes.
What do you do? I mean, what kinds of things that are helpful from those guys?
I don't know.
Not sure? What about going out and doing stuff with your friends as part of...
Bowling helps me, and reading books helps me a lot.
Yeah, and you do a lot of work. You get out and work, and that's really helpful because you love people.
Not really.
Oh. Look at all your new friends. These are all your new friends out here, right? They're crazy about you. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I think we're gonna, Sam's our keeper of quiet, aren't you? It's good.
I did not do that, no.
Okay, so we're near the end here, so I just want to thank you all. Oh, one more question real quick. Yeah.
Spencer talked about how he saw this as like a superpower.
Uh-huh.
For those of us, especially young children, when we're talking with them about Fragile X, how can we talk with them in a way that they can feel the same way as us?
Good question. What do you think they can tell people to make them feel better about having Fragile X? What's a good way to say it?
Well, honestly, like I said in my slide, to never really give up. And also just to make them feel themselves and to be themselves, really. Other than that, just like I said, to never give up. And I've gotten that, like I said, from a Power Ranger TV show. So.
Yep. Okay, Aaron, what's your advice?
Series, at least.
About having, because you were really kind of mad about it at first, right? Remember, you didn't want to.
I was mad about it.
So how'd you come around, and what can this lady help her son kind of deal with having Fragile X? How can she do that? What's good advice for her?
Probably get involved in Special Olympics. Maybe begin bowling. See if he can get into OT.
What about talking about having Fragile X? What do you think? Is that a good idea?
I think it's a good idea.
Do you? Okay. And what should she tell him? I mean, is like you've got this genetic disorder, you're going to have all these problems, or tell it a different way?
Tell it a different way.
What would you say?
I
Yeah. But you were really good about coming around, and you decided it's not the end of the earth, right?
No.
Okay. Tommy, what about you? Advice to somebody about having Fragile X? How should she tell him, and what should she say? Yeah, that's true. But maybe just giving advice. You know, your wisdom is what she's asking for.
Honestly, like what Aaron's piggybacking off what Aaron said, get him involved in Special Olympics. That really does help a lot with making friends, getting to know people. If we're telling him, tell him that he's pretty much just a normal person with a special disability.
Doug, you want to add anything? Advice about Fragile X? Or are you good? Okay, you're good. That's all right.